folks here taking pictures, not just for Safe Zones, but also for the Courier. If you're uncomfortable, please let the photographer know if you don't want to be in any shots. That's totally fine. However, I just want to give you guys that kind of heads up now. You can deal with that on your own. So, I want to welcome and thank you so much for coming to today's first year celebration of the Safe Zone Coalition. I'm so excited. Today you're going to have a chance to hear from not just Active Door Hands Project, but also from students and see administrative support around it. I want to start though by marking what it means to be a safe zone and be part of a safe zone. Because when we talk about safe zone is not just a physical location, it's really an attitude towards supporting our students, right? And that's really why I think we're all here, is we're saying that what we value is having a supportive student environment for no matter who our students are and the growing and changing population of our students. I also want to note that today in San Francisco, this is something that's being marked by not just the schools, but even the local police has now declared that every police station in San Francisco is being marked and trained as an LGBT safe zone, which is very And I think for those of us who come from marginalized communities, particularly those of us who come from communities where relationships with the police is quite difficult, hearing that that process is changing and modifying is good. Working with institutions saying, hey, listen, how are you best serving the actual population that you're supposed to be serving and protecting? And I think having our own police chief here and having our own chemical safety here to acknowledge that is an important choice too. However, as we move forward, we also start to say, how do we keep a project like this going? How do we keep making sure that we're talking about that? And how do we make sure that this is really not just about right now our LGBT students and our undocumented students, but for the growing and changing diverse needs of all of our students? As we've said before, our goal is to work our way out of a job, right? At some point that we won't need this. However, today is a first step at saying at least the students who are here now are being able to find and access their needs. So with that, what I want to do is I want to introduce the person who's really highlighted and started the Safe Zone Project on campus, and that's Dr. Cecilia Medina.
Thank you, Pamela. As you know, there's no I in team, so it definitely took a team to put this together. Today marks an historic event for PCC. We represent one of a few community colleges in the state, and I would say in the nation, that actually has safe zones both for undocumented and LGBTQ students. It definitely would not have been possible with a great team that I've worked with over the last year and a half with individuals on campus. We receive support from various departments as well as our students. And we started out over a year and a half ago with one goal in mind, and that was to increase awareness and support for undocumented and LGBTQ students. And today became a reality for us to have everyone in this room celebrate with us. As of this will be 1 year, and we've since conducted 6 trainings, and over 6 trainings, we've trained 93 individuals. Many of you are here from Campus Police. Thank you for being here. We've also from clerical staff to faculty within the sociology department, English, counselors, librarians, you name it, they've been part of this training. And we're very proud to have everyone here today. At this time, I would like to acknowledge the Safe Zone team, so if you can please stand. There's one individual missing because she's out getting our cake for us for later this afternoon, so if you can please stand. So at this time, Student Affairs, Jeff Hub, Student Advisor, our MC, Panella, Speech Instructor, and Aida de la Paz was our newest member, our job developer. So she'll be here later this afternoon. So let me take a quick picture.
Oh, Jesus.
That's just me.
Thank you, team. These individuals have worked extremely hard over the last 18 months to ensure that Safe Zones became a reality at PCC. We met on a monthly basis, and we text on the weekends, weekly sometimes, especially over the last 2 months. And I'm definitely proud to be a member of this team who represents various departments, but yet came together, worked together, collaborated, and just went full force with this. So I'm really proud to have worked with each one of you, and we'll continue to work as a team. The committee had the passion, the committee had the commitment and the drive to work together, but we also needed one key force, and that was the financial support. And so I would like to acknowledge a few individuals and organizations who have really helped us with the financial support. President Superintendent Dr. Mark Rocha, Associated Student, a Student Activities Fund grant. Executive Director of Human Resources, Terry Hampton, unfortunately she could not make it today. The Faculty Professional Development Committee, Panala sits on that committee, and there are a few others that might be here as well. Chair of the Diversity Committee, Ms. Beverly Tate. Dr. Scott Thayer, Dean of Student Services. Dr. Cynthia Olivo, who unfortunately is out of town, Dean of Counseling. We also have the Associate Dean of Financial Aid, who's also out of town, Kim Miles. And finally, Public Relations, Juan Gutierrez, he's also out of town. So I really want to thank all of you. I really want to thank you all for your support and generosity. We could not have done this without you. The committee had the commitment to work together. The committee had the financial support. But the nucleus of ourselves really are students. And our students are really the ones who really made this happen for us. At the beginning, when we first started and collectively worked as a team, we thought, what do we need to do? Well, first we conducted a lot of research, right? We did research about what's out there, what's safe zones, and then we thought, well, we need to hear from students, our student voices. So we conducted student focus groups, and we had roughly maybe about 100 students participate. And with that, we gained a lot of information about how we can tailor the safe zones training to meet the needs of PCC. They also served on student panels, and they shared their personal stories and struggles as an LGBTQ and/or undocumented student. And it's through their stories, it's through their courage and their determination that we continue to work together as a team to ensure that everyone on campus is trained through safe zones. And we hope someday, and we strive that someday we will no longer need safe zones on campus. Until then, the committee will continue to meet on a weekly basis until that goal has been accomplished. So thank you all for being an ally, and thank you for being here.
So with that, now we're moving on to the portion I'm excited about, which is being able to acknowledge and honor our allies. Today we're going to be giving 2 ally awards, one for an ally for our undocumented students, and one is a campus ally for our LGBTQ students. So with that, I'm going to ask Shane to come on up, and please give Shane Marr a round of applause. He's going to say a few words on behalf of the Queer Alliance on campus, and he's going to acknowledge our first LGBTQ ally.
Hi, I'm Shane Marr, Vice President of the Queer Alliance. And first of all, I'd like to thank the President for helping fund the Safe Zones, because it's really important that all of us feel like we're being heard on campus and that you guys are actually doing something about what's going on. And second, I'd like to acknowledge our biggest ally in our Queer Alliance. She has been Mama Bear to us. There for events, there for leadership meetings, there for our regular meetings, just overall amazingness. Diana, you are amazing. In recognition and deep appreciation of your commitment, dedication, and support of the PCC LGBTQ student community and the Safe Zone Coalition Committee, awards you the LGBTQ Ally of the Year Award for 2013.
I feel like sounding guilty. know you're not supposed to get awards for doing things that come from your heart. You guys are my heart, and you're my heroes, and I thank you for bringing me into your community. And I stand with you, and I stand for you always. Even when you graduate, come on back, say hi to me. Cool.
Quick photo. So, quick photo.
Wait, short people up front.
Oh dear. So I'm going to walk up very slowly. One of the things that when I first came to PCC, I've told the story before and I tell it in the trainings, which is when I got hired here, it was a really fascinating experience working on campus because people came by my office, especially to say, oh, I heard they hired someone like you. And I was like a gay pride parade in my office. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? And while it was really nice to know that people cared, I think it was also a moment of feeling like total isolation. Because you stood out so much that nobody could help but stare, look, acknowledge, and while you want that it feels good to feel wanted, not in that way. And I say that because as we look at what our students are going through, sometimes they feel that sense of isolation in the classroom. I'm the only one here, the only one who stands out like that. And having moments like this where we can acknowledge and support the fact that there are people who care and love them unconditionally, and even if they don't necessarily reflect them immediately, they're still there, still being a strong ally. So what we're going to do now is talk about the next level of student, the kind of student who also winds up getting pointed out or blending in, which is our undocumented students. And we're going to bring up someone from, Sarai, are you doing it? So we're going to bring up some folks from our United Without Boundaries.
Hello guys, I wasn't expecting to talk today, but my name is Sarai Mojica. I'm a document student, and I'm the community outreacher for United Without Boundaries. And I'd just like to say that this Safe Zone training that we've had, we participated for a year today. It's been incredible because I can't believe, these great people set this up and have faculty learn about our situation. And having us participate in telling our stories, because by telling our stories, people have a way to connect to us. They have some sort of similarities, and then they don't feel so alone. That's why for me, coming out is not a big deal, but I'd rather help others feel comfortable with themselves. And I really appreciate what you guys do.
My name is Ariana. I'm also an undocumented student. This is my second year here, and when I came here, I was really very lost. I knew I was undocumented, but I didn't know what to get help. I started off in the TLC as part of the Pathways program, and then I met Melba. I met, through my years here, I met Cecilia. I met a lot of great people in the TLC and Mesa that got me to where we are today and United Without Boundaries. And that's when I started participating in the Safe Zones, and they really did make a difference for me because I've had experiences where people on campus didn't know how to help me with my issues, or they would question why I wouldn't have certain documents. So for me, it was a really, really great relief to have the Safe Zones, have us share our stories, as Sarai said, let them know our struggles, and so that they can help us, and rather than make us feel like we're just outcasts, to make us feel integrated as part of the system. So that's one really big thing that I'd like to thank the Safe Zone for.
Hi everyone, my
everybody on the committee for all your hard work this year. It's not easy to be an undocumented student or to be LGBTQ. So we thank you for all the work that you're doing to make us comfortable on campus so that we can, come out of the shadows. And there's one person who stands out in particular that's been very helpful, who we would like to give an award to. The Ally of the Year award goes to Dr. Cynthia Legal and Counseling for all her support this year.
So Dr. Olivo isn't here because she's in Washington, D.C. lobbying on behalf of the Latino students. So she prepared a statement in advance, but I'd like to read on her behalf. So she starts with, "My heart is touched to be recognized by the Safe Zone Coalition with the Undocumented Ally of the Year Award. I respect and support you because you are investing your energy in educating faculty, staff, and students about this extraordinary group of students who persevere against all odds. I began doing advocacy work for undocumented students in 1995 after I was enlightened about social justice issues impacting Latinos by my dear mentor, Sal Castro, who passed away just yesterday. I recall my friend Gilberto receiving a letter in the middle of the term requesting his social security number, or he would have had to pay international students' fees or be dismissed. I could not believe it. He left college that year with dreams unrealized, talent that could have benefited us all. Through that issue, I learned how to organize a grassroots effort to help students by highlighting the compelling human stories involved. I recall my own student, my student whom I have known since the age of 13, Fatima, whose admissions was rescinded from UC Berkeley before we had 8540 in place. She rode the bus an hour and a half each way to Valley College, then to Cal State for 6 years, because she could not legally drive due to her status. These students motivated me to continue identifying solutions, so I organized a scholarship booklet where citizenship or residency were not included as a criteria for the scholarship. I remember the voice of a student who said, oh no, I'm in trouble. Me estás abriendo una puerta cerrada. You're opening a door that leads to a closed door. I told him not to worry. You do your part and study, we will do our part and try to change the laws. A couple of years later, I visited Capitol Hill when conducting a fellowship with the USDA Hispanic Serving Institution National Program. I learned about the DREAM Act, federal legislation to help us with this issue. Since then, I've tried to work all angles of this issue: political advocacy, providing professional development, organizing student clubs, and today, she's back in DC with HACU, where comprehensive immigration reform will be introduced, which can further promote assistance for this issue. I will never tire of supporting students who have a dream, who work hard to realize their dream. I walk hand in hand with you, the Safe Zone Coalition, to create more allies to support our dreamer students. In the name of Sal Castro, Gilberto, Fatima, and countless other students I've met over the years, I accept this award and I thank you. All right, and before we go, we have one short statement by the President of United Without Boundaries.
From Mexico, and I am the president of United Without Boundaries. I've been the president for a whole year, and I'm very happy to have this ceremony. It really means a lot to me, and I also know that it means a lot to all of my members, that we see this growing, and not only the Safe Zone is growing, but our club is growing, and that means that resources are going to be coming our way a lot more. So we are very happy to be here. We're very happy to see you guys here, that we know that we have more members to count on, and not just 2 individuals or 1 individual. I do want to thank our advisor, Tony Dujane, that he's been with us since the club started. We really appreciate you, Professor Jude, that you have always been here for us. You have never left our side, and I have learned a lot from you, and I really appreciate that you've been there. And since I met you, you've made me feel really comfortable, as well as Cecilia Medina and Melba and Pablo. This really means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to all of our members here. So thank you for being here.
So now we're going to move on to the next part of kind of the ceremony of the day, and I'd like to bring up Joyce Royce Aguilera. Pardon me.
Hello, everybody. My name is Joyce Royce Aguilera. I'm a district representative for State Senator Carol Wu. She unfortunately couldn't be here today, but I'm here on her behalf to present a certificate of recognition to the Safe Zone Coalition for your year's work, and really for opening the doors for all students. Just personally, I actually was an ally out of my alma mater, Cal State Fullerton. So this program and the work that you're doing is really close to my heart. So congratulations, and we look forward to supporting your endeavors.
Okay, we'll actually turn this way a little.
Great. Thank you.
One, two, three. Thank you.
So now, this has clearly been a big day, and we want to thank and invite our Superintendent President, Dr. Mark Rocha, to speak a little bit more about the importance of safe zones. Please come round of applause.
Thank you, panelists. It is an honor for me to be the servant of the Safe Zone Coalition. Something you may not know about me, that I taught at Cal State Northridge and I got my tenure there. And in the late 1980s, I taught core studies, performance art, in a time when a lot of people didn't know what it was. I remember I was having a performance evaluation. You know, the chair of my department came in and I was teaching a play. And I said, well, that's not literature. You can't use that. I said that to me. And many of you, probably have heard similar things. And so look how far we've come thanks to the work that you're doing, that we can make the world safe and expand the boundaries and expand the definitions of what is human. And so it's a great joy for me to see how you carried on that work, and I'm so deeply grateful to you. The other thing I might say too, from my personal experience, and I'm very, very grateful to Sergeant Maction, and I saw Chief Yoder here, and our campus police department. Because as Janelle was saying, it's not always common that the police are your friends, or the police that keep places safe. And young men who are black, and young men who are Latino, know that nobody has documents. Even if you're a citizen, you don't have a document on you now. Okay? If you have a driver's license and you change your address and it's not on your license, you don't have a document. And if you get picked up by the wrong cop on a dark night, you don't have a document. And so you can see from our young people who spoke today what it feels like to live on that footprint every day. And so that is why all of us inside this college have to work all the more hard to make sure that this is a safe zone for all the human beings that are part of this community. So let me do my little bit of business here in the interest of the cause. One is, and I won't read this whole thing out to you, there is a college president's letter that college presidents throughout the country have written to President Obama and members of the Senate and members of the House of Representatives under the heading of Partnership for a New American Economy. One of the things that I wanted to point out is that the issue of undocumented students, and for that matter, lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender students, is not a Latino issue. We have many Asian American Pacific Islander students at this campus and throughout the country who are undocumented students as well. So this, we have almost 1,000 international students, okay, who are getting educations here. And what all this letter says is that our immigration policy right now is stupid, okay? And we need to change it. And we need to reform our immigration policy because we are living in a world without boundaries. And so we educate international students here, undocumented students here, and when they get their credentials and they go on to 4-year, right, according to the current immigration policy, we send them home. We send them, you gotta go back where you came from. Makes no sense. Makes no sense from the side of morality or humanity, and it certainly makes no sense in terms of a global economy. So that's all this big old letter says, and I'm signing it, okay? So, already signed it. But I came here to read a formal declaration on behalf of the college. This is a declaration in support of the Pasadena City College Safe Zone Coalition for all undocumented and lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender students. All students at Pasadena City College have the right to pursue their studies and their human potential in a conducive environment that is safe and free. As there is no such thing as an illegal human being, Pasadena City College will serve and support every human being who approaches us for an education without regard to documentation or status. As there is no such thing as a human being who is outside our PCC family, we will serve and support every student who identifies as lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender. Therefore, let all faculty, staff, and students unite in our support for the Safe Zone Coalition, whose mission is to train members of our community, the PCC community, to contribute to a safe and conducive environment for all undocumented and lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender students. The PCC administration, my PCC administration, will act to provide the necessary resources to the Safe Zone Coalition to perform its important mission. This declaration marks a historic and progressive day for Pasadena City College, and this our 89th year. We can all be proud that by this declaration, we are keeping faith with PCC's long tradition of social justice and innovation. I have set my hand sincerely, Mark Rocha, and I invite my
I believe that what you've just seen is relatively historic because as far as we know, we're the first college in California that is now a safe zone for both LGBT and undocumented students. And for that reason, we can find no better thing to do than say thank you and let's party. So go ahead.